Turn it right up. Right up. And turn up the main booster. Good morning. Good morning, there we go. Can't believe how close. I never used to have this mic this close. Good morning everybody, welcome to this game between South Africa and Canada in the under-19 men's division. Morning, morning, morning.
Thank you to Lewis for setting up once again this commentating office of ours, as we have game number 88, first game in Court B this morning. South Africa and the 19 men playing white. Canada will be playing black, as we have got the teams on the screen there for you to see. Interesting, both the Canadian team and the South African and 19 men team bringing 10 players, so they don't have the privilege as most of the other countries have in this league of having 12 players and having to decide to take 2 out per game. Right, so South Africa ending on a high yesterday with a good win against GB, as we have a few seconds to go before the start of match 88. On the far side of the court will be the Canadian team underneath the South African flag there, playing black. And court A we have looks like, I think it's New Zealand playing Argentina. They've started already. Pools already. Interesting when you walk into you walk through the changing rooms to get into the pool deck area. Everything is so clean and swept and nothing lying around. Up at the cafeteria, they've got a nice relaxing area, lounge area, and off they go. And South Africa playing white, immediately stealing the puck off there from the kickoff, playing it out wide to their wing. Canadians swimming up strong on the far side. Good curl there, picked up by the Canadian team, and putting pressure on South Africa with a small flick and chase down below that substitution box, as Chris Swanefelder picking it up. And a 50-50 puck, luckily being picked up by South Africa. Keep on swimming, hard swim there. And the first infringement of the game, 88, here in Ponds Forge Pool. Infringement against South Africa. We were on the attack there for the first hard swim. Canadian big boy there taking the kick off. South Africa just waiting for the opportunity to put their wing out. And some good fast swimmers there. Good play there by South Africa, not flicking it away, keeping possession on the inside to Christian. And picked up here by our number 5 player. Number 5, Joshua McKenna. Daniel coming into play here. And they keep on going. Good flowing open game. Hard swimming. Good defense there by the Canadian team. Let's see if they can keep the South African wave out. So far, good play. Well done, Canada. Let's see, stoppage and play. Could that be a goal? Goal awarded to South Africa early on in the match to Ethan de Villiers. Ethan having an excellent game yesterday against GB. One of our stars of that tightly, highly contested match. Lovely day outside, but overcast, but not raining. Nice and fresh morning, Monday morning for the start of the week. We've now had 3 days of hockey, and it'll be today, tomorrow, and Wednesday, and that'll be it. As South Africa get the kick-off, putting our backs into position to open it up, create some space. Let's see if, yeah, we've got Martinez coming in here from the back, number 8. And Christian just waiting down there, picking it up again. Let's see if number 7, Max, can pick it up. Stay down, Max. Good play, Max. As we have South Africa waiting there. That's it, Max. Excellent, guys. Canadian intercepting that puck, not allowing South Africa a lot of space there, as we had one South African trying to work its way through the 2 Canadians, and the Canadian putting it on the side of the wall here with their number 6, Daniel Gold. Stoppage in play as South Africa take it off the wall and swim hard into the center of the pool. Match 88, Monday morning, here at Sheffield Ponds Forge Pool. Infringement against South Africa after that good swim by Max. And another stoppage here in play. Again against South Africa, unfortunately, South African boys making infringement there. Right, Canada being the hosting nation last year in Quebec. These guys must have been on the plane and stayovers for quite a while getting from Canada to the UK. And for all the the Canadian people watching, luckily South Africa hasn't got the big time zone difference. Number 4 kicking hard, swimming hard, putting a lot of pressure on them. Good follow up, good support by South Africa. Good intercept by the Canadian backs there as they pull it off the stick of the South African player. Right, infringement called against the Canadian defense. Probably illegally, just unfortunately for them, not taking the puck off cleanly off the stick. Good refereeing as they're in a good position to see that infringement on the attack in the danger zone. And it seems like South Africa will be held at bay there with good play there by the Canadians. The Canadians taking it out, defending the puck, and just for a fraction of a second, the puck lying in open space and picked up by the South African player, number 12, Christian Swanevelder. So we've had Ethan de Villiers scoring the first goal, and then we've had Christian Swanevelder scoring the second goal. And we have a team timeout called by the Canadians. 1 minute team timeout with 9 minutes 41 seconds to go. Right, so as I said this morning, for the South African people back home, all the kids are good and well. Saw them at the breakfast table. Some of our teams are only playing later, so they'll come down later for breakfast. But last night, went for dinner, left the hotel, open skies. Hour later, clouds came rolling in, and walked back in a drizzle. This morning, slightly overcast, but with some blue patches. Hopefully the weather will last. Not that it has an influence on our game here, as this is a covered centre, covered aquatic pool with a big diving pool that's what we use for the warm-up as well. So it's a fantastic facility, good ablution, commentating box is excellent. The restaurant upstairs, as I said, has got a relaxed lounge area. It's got trampolines in. It's got a big gym. It's really a fantastic centre, the Ponds Forge. Right, as you can see, the guys were working hard last night, cleaning the pool, making sure your viz is excellent. And once again, good camera work here. Picked up by South Africa, swimming straight down the middle of the pool. And just a small little jinx, and putting the South African player in. Thank you, putting South African player in position to attack here. Good play there by Daniel, not allowing space there on the Canadians. Picked up by South Africa, small turn, hard kick, trying to get the puck out. Good pick up there by Canada. as the pluck was going onto this African stick, but intercepted. 4-5 guys down there. Can't keep this African guys out. Goal scored. Let's see, that looks like a single digit. Matthew Bester. Well done, Matthew. His dad, Roger Bester, joined us and for dinner last night. He was also in the commentating box. And his mom, Jean Bester, is the coach of the under-24 ladies team. Also playing for Gauteng, and off they go. South Africans, let's see, again, South Africa just gets the puck off before the Canadians can get onto it. Good play here by the left-handed number 5, Alien Schoenberger. And the number 7 player assisting there. South Africa not allowing a lot of space there. Martin is doing very well. And no, you're not going to go through me, the Canadian says. Liam now picking it up. Unfortunately, not getting his player, and well intercepted by the Canadians. Good follow-up. 1, 2, 3 of them are there. And playing up against the side of the wall. The vice captain, Spencer Miller, trying to create space. No support there from his players as his breath just couldn't hold. Picked up by number 5, Joshua McKenna, and allowing the South Africans just to get a breather there as they were hard on the attack. Good flick there by Martinus, hard swim by Christian. Good slide underneath the body of the Canadian defence. Not a flick away into open play. And excellent small little jinx, left, right, puck on the stick and swimming it into the goal box. South Africa really playing a good game here by Liam Elfring. Just a small left-right goal scored by the captain Liam. His brother Austin is in the 24 men's team, and their sister Jordan Elfring, also a well-known underwater hockey player, represented South Africa on the under-19 national team and in the under-24 national team. She unfortunately didn't come with on this one due to studies, and off we go again. Just South Africa just trying to see if they can create space. Daniel just letting that puck go there. Picked up by Canada. South African defence swimming open into open space, trying to avoid the traffic in the middle of the pool. Good play there back by Canada. Picked up by the Canadians again. Small little jinx to the left, swimming hard on the far side of the pool, taking the South African defenders on. And South Africa come away with it. Good play there by South Africa. Some hard swimming once again, getting some speed behind the puck. Picked up by South Africa, turn, looking for space. And the South Africans are down there, putting pressure on the Canadian defence in the danger zone. A lot of bodies down, small little move underneath the body, and picked up by South Africa. Good clean play, as I think we only had 3 or 4 infringements in this whole match. Game number 88, Court B. Goal number 2 scored by Matthew. 2 for 5 goals. Matthew scored 2, 1 by Liam, 1 by Ethan de Villiers, and 1 by the vice captain Chris. Right, refs are ready, teams are ready. Off we go with 4 minutes, 30 seconds to go. First strike that the Canadians get in this match. They take a clean strike, put the wing on the attack, and a good hard swim by the Canadian players up on the far side of the wall. The South Africans just too strong as Daniel stops that wave of attack by just a small little move of the puck to the left hand side, putting his player into position to create space. Right, refs are once again ready for the start of that infringement, unfortunately by the Canadian team, as they were on the run there, swimming open into open space right past the players, and flicked into the Canadian stick there, and to the number 10. Let's go, boys. Now you can see that player wasn't happy with that flick of his. Just a small little chip and chase. Couldn't capitalize on that. A left against the left. South African left taking on the Canadian left-hand player, and the Canadian winning that one there. Good play there by the Canadian player. Just a chip and chase over the stick of Daniel. And the Canadians come again. The first time the Canadians have this good spell of play. Unfortunately, the Canadian just sliding it into the inside. Picked up by South Africa. Recovered by the Canadians. Swimming to the far corner of the South African defence. First time in 7.5 minutes. No. 12.5 minutes of this game that Canada were on the attack. Couldn't capitalise. South Africa pick it up. And a very hard swim there by number 3, Hendrik Venter. Well done, Henk, as he puts a lot of pressure on the defenders of Canada as the South Africans came through with speed in the middle of the pool. Canada not falling back fast enough, and just couldn't stop our speedsters. And Liam Elfring picking that one up and says, I'll finish it off. Always good to see with a breakaway that we have support players just to make sure that that good advantage you have with a breakaway doesn't get stopped and keep the momentum going. 6-0 first half, 8 minutes to go. South Africa again losing this strike to the Canadian team. Good to see Canada not dropping their heads, even being 6-0 back down. They're playing hard and trying to work it up. Unfortunately, no support there on the back of the Canadian team. Again, a hard swim and intercepted by the Canadian. Oh, the Canadian just hasn't got enough breath to stay down as the support doesn't come in from the back quick enough, and saved by their one wing there. Had some speed, but unfortunately no one came in to assist in the corner. Pulled out by the South African players and swam straight into the goal box. Goal awarded. We'll give you the number now. With 1 minute, no, not awarded. South Africa causing infringement, and Canadians having the opportunity to recover. They decided let's take it to the far side wall underneath their substitution box, and a small little flick by the Canadian, and a stick infringement by South Africa. Substitution taking place underneath the South African substitution box. Canada on the attack, just in their half on the far side 2-meter line, flicking it into open play. A lot of traffic there. That was a 50-50 flick picked up by South Africa. Hard swim again. You've got to play on the left-hand side. Daniel getting into position. Let's see if they can get the puck out. Still swimming. Good breath hold there by South Africa. Support coming in from the back. Good defense by the South African team. On half-time, South Africa 6-0 in the first half, with all our sponsors being shown on the board. You see our head coach, Henry Mouton, coming to give some advice. Right, our sponsors: Euro Options, Talk, Ben Frisch Design, Howard Timber and Building Supplies, SRV, the British Octopus Association, the Nottingham Building Society, My Zone, Kunil Graphics, the Teachers Union, SIG, Peppersmith, Navis John and Booker Macro, doing an excellent job to assist in making this tournament possible. The 5th Age Group World Tournament in Sheffield at Ponds Forge International Sports Centre. After last year's Quebec tournament, the World's Elite Tournament, and prior to that in Hobart, the age group tournament. The standard is getting extremely high, not just with the video coverage you're seeing, but the overall organization, countries joining up and sharing all their knowledge and all the experience they have, as we see this tournament again once again at a different level. And the refs having a breather for 3 minutes as well, as it's half time here, game 88. Probably also discussing the beautiful city and talking about how they can get the game flowing. And what they try and do is at the moment the refs are still being ranked to make sure that the best refs will ref in the playoffs. So all these refs are really doing the utmost best. All volunteering refs from all over the country. Some of them have refed numerous international games, and for them we're also truly grateful. 30 seconds to go. South Africa has got 3 refs here. Mark de Villiers, assistant tournament ref. We've got Jack van Blerk, his first World's ref tournament. And then we've got Rudolf Pretorius. His first game he refed international level was 2008 in South Africa. And a few in between, and last year in Quebec as well. This is his first age group tournament he's reffing at, and doing an excellent job. 4 seconds to go. We will have South Africa on the far side there underneath the South African flag, starting the second half of this match 88. A good slide there, another one out to the far side, putting pressure on New Zealand early on in this match. Our number 11 player, Ethan de Villiers, like I said, had an excellent tournament yesterday, excellent match, with his dad being Mark de Villiers, who we just earlier mentioned, the assistant tournament ref. Ethan staying down, not allowing a lot of space there on the Canadian forwards, picked up by Liam. He'll probably swim and flick it into the open goal space. Beautifully picked up. Excellent play by the South African team, as we had Liam breaking away, and followed up by the South African forwards, and finishing it off by Henk Venter. Well done, Henk. Henk's first goal of this match, game 88. I think it all started with that kickoff, the strike as they call it here in the UK. The strike was won by South Africa, and a good slide to the right hand side, and a follow up again to the right hand side. Good play by Ethan up on the wall, and picked up by Liam. Hard swim, acceleration, nothing beats speed. Picked up by South Africa again as they start the game again, and they decide they'll stay in the middle of the pool. The Canadians not allowing South Africa a lot of space there. And Marnus with his prominent glove, one of our farmer boys, of Boershinkies, met lekker speel hier so. Look at Marnus, seeing where these players are, and an excellent play by Marnus. Looking around, even though the puck is on the stick, and look at him at play of South Africa. You could see he wanted to wind that puck, and intercepted by South Africa, by the Canadians. I think this will be the first or the second infringement of the second half. Good open play, wonderful to watch, nice to commentate on, as it's not a stop-go match. Thank you to the refs and to the players keeping it clean. Refs already on the attack here by the South Africans in the goal box, as the South Africans flick it into unfortunately onto a Canadian stick. And a good defense there by Canada, swimming it out immediately to the side of the pool against the wall, as the Canadians are not allowing South Africa any space here. And the South Africans working hard, trying their best to create the opportunity to bring the puck out from the wall. Good play here by South Africa, just slowing it down as well, waiting for the opportunity. Good pick up by Christian. Hard swim there by Max Lawrence into the center of the pool, staying down. Picked up by Chris, flick to Daniel. Daniel flicks it back to Chris. And unfortunately, Chris just can't get his support player. Picked up by the Canadian left-handed player. And he swims to the far side of the pool. Against the wall. Martinez trying to stop that wave of the Canadian attack. Right, good play there by South Africa. Canadians keeping South Africa at bay there for a good 1-2 minutes. And the South Africans are in the open area, in the danger zone, patiently waiting, moving the puck around, and putting extreme pressure on the Canadian defense. As we have the goal scored by seems like number 5, looks like Josh McKenna. Right, Josh McKenna is scoring goal number 8 in the second half with 10 minutes to go. No team timeout has been called in the second half yet. South Africa playing white on the far side of the pool. Coming at the Canadians hard again. Good slide to the right, another one to the right. Picked up by Martinez. And excellent play by Canada for stopping that play there. Let's see if we can get South Africans back there. Canada would like to score on this good position, and unfortunately infringement called against South Africa. Excellent play by the Canadians. Well done, boys. As they swim hard with good support from the back, creating a lot of speed behind that puck. And the only way you can do that is by kicking. Canadians have the advantage puck. Just a small little flick to the outside wing, swimming straight into the corner. South Africa is not allowing the Canadians to capitalize on a good position. Infringement called. Again, the Canadians to take the advantage puck on the 2-meter line. Black timeout called. Canada decide, let's call the timeout. And the coach will definitely try his best to motivate the team, to get them on the scoreboard. Never nice to lose, but if you lose, try and at least get a goal or 2 or 3. Right, so first time out of the second half and match game 88 in Court B, called by the Canadians. Playing black, South Africa white. First game of the day 4, so we're over the halfway mark. A lot of hockey still to be played, and the round robin before the playoff starts. Canada on the 2-meter line in the South African danger area, flicking it into the D zone. Picked up by South Africa. Good play there by the South African defense, as we have 3 players from Canada down there waiting for it to come out. South Africa not allowing the puck onto the Canadian stick. It looks like we have infringement, stoppage and play. Penalty shot called. Deliberate stoppage or deliberate body barging in the D, what they call the danger zone. So it was infringement. 1 player of South Africa, the defender, and 2 from Canada will be taking this penalty. And good flick right over the South African stick into the goal. Well done, Canada. Good for the team spirit, good for the parents back home and all the spectators back home. It was goal scored by Spencer, the vice captain. Spencer Miller, well done, boy. With 9 minutes to go, the ref's ready. Off we go. This will put Canada hard on the attack. They'll be positive now. Picked up by South Africa from the kickoff. Just a small little turn to the back. Getting the puck to the outside. Good play by Canada. Our number 8 player there. Martin is very prominent in stopping that move. And South Africa trying to open it up for the first time in a long period. The game has moved to the left-hand side of the South African attack. Picked up by Daniel. Small little jinx, small little move. Chip and chase. Stop by the Canadians, taking it to the far side. Picked up by South Africa and immediately brought in and rounded off. Canadians unfortunately couldn't stop that. Awarded to Joshua McKinnon, number 5. Second goal for Josh. 8 minutes to go. Ulrich Engelbrecht, coach of the South African and the 19 men, speaking to his players to keep going, not to make any silly mistakes, even though they're far ahead. There's still some tough games to come today. South Africa and the 19 men need to play against Spain. And the Spanish team doing very, very, very well in this tournament so far. Equal puck called by the refs. It's the first equal puck of this game, 88. Like I said, the Spanish team, I won't say coming from nowhere, but we always know New Zealand, the Australians, GB, France, and the Spanish team upsetting France yesterday by beating them. Right, 7 minutes to go in the second half. I know the Spanish team in 2008, when I started getting involved in hockey, with my eldest son playing then. South Africa played against Spain in 2008 in South Africa in the 19 division, and South Africa fortunately winning that one for a bronze medal. And that's where the fun started and the journey of underwater hockey started. Picked up by South Africa, good pass into the center of the pool. We need some speed here. The Canadian defense is a bit slow to regroup, and just keeping the puck on the stick, not flicking it away, even though there was some good support by number 10, Liam Elfring, goal scored by number 10. As I mentioned, the South Africans keeping the puck on the stick, just a small little jinx, and then a hard kick and creating space, and the Canadians a bit slow on getting the defenders down to the back to support their lonely defender. South Africa were 3-on-1 there. A lot of options there for South Africa. 5.5 minutes to go. Sliding it back. Staying in the middle of the pool. Putting pressure on the defense. Picked up by Canada. Well done, boy. Swimming it immediately to the far side. Flicking it back. Coming down with speed onto that puck, the Canadian player. Unfortunately, couldn't get past the South African wing, and he picks it up, brings it into the center of the pool. Good play by the South African forwards, and a flick onto Daniel Tinger's stick. I think that should be a goal for Daniel. Good play there by Daniel Tinger as well, getting his body into the right position and waiting for the puck to come. Let's see. Yeah, number 12, Daniel Klinger, finishing that one off. Four minutes, 40 seconds to go in the second half. Good play by South Africa. Seems like the one Canadian boy's got some cramps there. 10 on 10, each team only bringing 10 players. Not having the luxury of 12 players. Good jinx, good flick, good pickup, hard swim. And Liam will finish it off with a long flick. Oh, that's definitely awarded for a mark it here on my score sheet. Liam Elfrink, I think that's now number 4 for him. There we can see Pastel on the deck. Looks like the boy's got a problem there with his wrist. Pastel also been on the national arena for years, good friend of ours. Off we go, South Africa sliding it backwards, picked up, looking for space. South African forwards staying down, intercepted by the Canadians. Coming in there from the rear there, good pickup by South Africa. Unfortunately, stoppage in play. Infringement by South Africa, stick infringement, and it'll be called back. Puck probably to be placed close to the halfway line. Good to see that boy back in the water after some miracle medication. Right, and off we go. Just inside the half of Canada, the advantage puck is being played, picked up by the Canadians, a good follow up here by the Canadian vice captain. Small little slide underneath the body of the South African defender, and Daniel getting the puck there from Chris, trying to put his forward on attack. Good play there by Daniel, just staying down, expecting his back to be a bit closer. Fortunately, the puck just lying loose there for a second, and no, I won't say a bit selfish there, but South Africa hard on the attack, intercepted by the Canadians, couldn't capitalize on that interception, and good swim from the back to finish it off by South Africa. Daniel swimming well there. That's Max Lawrence. Thank you, Max. To Marna back home, well done to your son there, Mr. and Mrs. Lawrence. Gary on the scoreboard, but we call him Max. Max Lawrence, well done. Max coming from Boland, one of Jack van Black's players, representing South Africa at this age group tournament. South Africa playing good hockey here, good open hockey, lovely to watch. Good to see the guys swimming, good to see the flow in the game by the refs. Very little infringements, as we've seen a lot of stop-go games. The ref timeout called. Oh, it's the last 2 minutes of the game, so every stoppage we have is stop in the stopwatch, except for a goal. Ref's ready. As soon as their hands go down, the stopwatch will start. That indicates to the chief ref on the deck that the puck has been touched. Picked up by South Africa. Drawing two players of Canada in. Canada still staying down. Picked up by the South African player. See if he can get the puck underneath the bodies of the Canadian defence. And unfortunately for Canada, very good, excellent defence by them. With 1 minute 12 seconds to go. Infringement called against South Africa. And game 88 with 1 minute 10 seconds to left. Canada 1. And the South African and the 19-men team 13. Canada putting a player in front. Canadian taking the advantage back, just couldn't pick his player up. Hard move here by the Canadians, number 6, Daniel Gold. So the Canadians slowing it down a bit. Marna says, I will speed it up, I will take it. And intercepted by the Canadians, and the South African player turned. The Canadians are under pressure here. Lots of bodies down, 30 seconds to go. South Africa just getting some kicking power behind that one. I think it was Liam, if it was a goal awarded. Refs say ref timeout. 20 seconds to go in this final 20 seconds of the second half. The puck went into the goal, but the refs will decide. Goal awarded to player number 10. No, 11. 11, Ethan de Villiers. Let me get him back. against him. That's the game, set and match. Because if the goal gets awarded, the stopwatch runs. And South Africa doing very well there. They'll take that win. Good start. They can now go and have breakfast, as the boys didn't have breakfast before this one. They got up, warmed up, had a hard warming up session, and the Canadians will go back and regroup. Thank you. See you later.